Hello and welcome to Monday, July 17th. Came home, ate, and now I have just gotten all the pawns picked out that I may need for tonight's session. My buddies are coming over to game, available this week as well. Wonderful. So I'm getting things together. They'll be over in 20-ish minutes. I might want to think about pre-drawing little bits of the dungeon, but I'll get a few other things just ready to go and then maybe start on that. But yeah, looking forward to this. So I got a text from Nick, and it sounds like they're going to be a little late, so I figured I got things pretty much set up. I'll show you a little bit of the setup that I do here. The camera that records the bulk of the sessions is this little webcam. It's technically HD, it's not the greatest quality, but it can record for 2 hours straight and be fine. And I record with that, I use the audio from the Blue Snowball. That's the audio that I actually use even with other clips, the best audio I have currently. And then I also just have a little tablet over there that I can use to keep track of time, keep an idea of about how long the session is. That's how they stay pretty similar to in time these days. And then hooked up to my television through HDMI cable is my nice camera. That will record usually 2 about 12-minute clips before it overheats and Bob gets up and turns it off. But you know what? It's nicer footage, and that's why there's those little bits of nicer footage near the beginning of the session. One day I'd like to get a camera that will export through the HDMI a clean video feed and then get a box where I can record it externally, and I may be able to have the bulk of the footage, if not all of it, from that. Now, the camera I use for vlogging, I also have on a tripod. I sit on the table, and I've told the players, hey, you ever just want to pick this up and record something? Do. A lot of the inserts of the battle maps, or just close-up shots of any of the individuals are from that. Bob and Nick will both do that. Austin will not. But I have that, and then the table is actually just slightly diagonal from the corner of that rug. Is how I get that in space. And actually, if you look at it, I also have tape on the desk, which is how I get the monitor. There's also tape on the top of the monitor, so I get the camera. Pretty much things like that locked in place each time, as I have little markings and ways to remember. But I have that. I have the dice box, which has a little foam bottom in it. Slightly muffles the sound of the dice. I mean, it still has hardwood edges. I mean, you want some dice sound, but you don't want it overwhelming. You know, people love the sound of dice. It's part of our hobby, but you don't want to have someone rolling the dice and not being able to hear if someone's talking at the same time. So we kind of balance it out with that. And eventually I'll get something even nicer, but that's worked since I've started, and, you know, if it ain't Baroque, don't fix it. Clocksworth. I'm quoting Clocksworth there. And then I do have a little filming sign, because I share the house, and that way it lets people know don't just barge in. But otherwise, yeah, it's obviously, you know, the chairs and table sitting there, and, you know, some things like, obviously things end up moved. I'll have the battle mats most likely today's session, which means the dice box is going to get moved out of the way and that kind of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much the setup that I do currently for filming my sessions, and I definitely have some things I want to upgrade. I want to improve. But until I have the finances to do so, it works. Yes, I thought I'd share that.
I bothered to finally spend time paying attention to the fluff, and you were just incensed.
It was amazing. I loved some of the stuff he got to do. I felt so bad. Bob spent the first 40 minutes of the game exploring the world. I got to go into so much of my world detail, and the whole time the other two, one of them is literally stuck, trapped in a puddle hole with no options. The other one is just choosing to sit there and do basket weaving.
I have a cool hat now.
I'm just like, I feel bad, but that was a lot of fun roleplay this session. By the way, I estimate that at 3% of the preparation that I did yesterday. About 3%. The rest of it was all stuff that I'd prepared from before. A few days ago when I did that first bit of prep. Otherwise, about 3% of what I did yesterday I actually got to. But hey, I'm prepared for next time.
Prepared for the future.
So they left. But now I just got to clean things up. Furniture in the middle of the room and all that kind of thing. Import footage into the computer. It's about 7 something. Basically, I tell them, hey, get over at 4:30. I usually actually get here by like 5. Game for 2 hours, leave around 7-ish. So 7:15 right now. Trying to get files imported and all that, and things cleaned up over here. And so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to stop recording so I can turn the fan on because it's hot in here. I almost forgot to tell you goodbye. I was going to bed, it's late. Sitting here writing in my journal, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't say goodbye to them. I'm sorry. I'm going to bed now. Thank you for joining me today. Join me next time. Bye.